Alright, what the fuck is up, everybody? I'm here today to talk to you guys about a little something that's been going around with WWE. You know, the whole situation with Daniel Bryan. I want to give my opinion on it and what I think. So, from what I heard, Daniel Bryan has been cleared by a couple of doctors. You know, they think he's ready to go, but the WWE doctor won't clear him because apparently, I don't know, I think he sees something that the other doctors don't see or some shit like that. I don't know. And, I don't think they're sure if they want to let him wrestle or not. They probably don't want to risk any more injuries. You know, they don't want Daniel Bryan to get hurt anymore. They don't want to make major plans for Daniel Bryan and then have him get injured and fuck everything up for the third time. Because first time, the plan was win the world title at WrestleMania and go on from there, which happened, but then he got injured, so they had to change plans. And then last year at WrestleMania, he won the Intercontinental title, and there's supposed to be, some plans for that, but then he got injured again, unfortunately. So, I'm not sure they know what to do with Daniel Bryan. They're probably like, this guy wants to come in and he wants to wrestle. I understand. Like, they're probably like, I understand, Daniel, that you want to wrestle. It's your passion. It's what you want to do, but we just can't risk you getting another injury. We don't want you to get hurt again, and we don't want to set up a major, storyline for you or something that's like really big and then have you get injured and it will mess everything up. And I think Daniel Bryan understands that because he's a pretty understanding guy, but Daniel Bryan just can't help it. Daniel Bryan can't help that he wants to wrestle. That's all he wants to do is wrestle. And I agree with Daniel Bryan, but at the same time I agree with what the officials say and what WWE says because if it was my company, I'm gonna be honest, and I had this guy like Daniel Bryan, and he kept getting injured every time I tried to do like a major storyline with him, and like he was cleared by some of the doctors, but nobody was sure if they wanted him to come back or not. I would just be like, Daniel, I understand you want to wrestle, I know it's what you want to do, but you have to understand we don't want you to get hurt again. We don't want you to risk getting worse injury. We don't want to set up a big major storyline and have you get hurt and mess up the plans. Nothing like that. That's understandable, but what I think Daniel Bryan could do is maybe tweak his moveset. Not, I've heard people say this before, but change it so he's not doing as much high flying stuff. And in his matches, make sure everybody is safe with him and they don't slam him on his neck a lot. I mean, I know this sounds kind of like they're going easy on Daniel Bryan, but it's either because people want to see Daniel Bryan, and it's either see Daniel Bryan, have somebody go a little easy on him, and not drop him on his neck at all, or have Daniel Bryan go out as the same Daniel Bryan he's always been and go out there and get himself hurt again. I don't want to see Daniel Bryan get hurt again. Daniel Bryan's a really, really good wrestler. One of my favorites these days, and I don't want to see the man get hurt and end his career like Edge did. Now, granted, Edge could still wrestle if he wanted to, but Edge is smart and he doesn't want to risk further injury. And I kind of feel like that's the same thing with Daniel Bryan. Edge still wants to wrestle, but he doesn't want to risk, not being able to walk. He doesn't want to risk anything getting worse. And I understand that. And with Daniel Bryan, it's kind of the same thing. He wants to wrestle, but at the same time, he understands that they don't want him to get hurt again. But it's the same thing with all wrestlers, Once you get in that ring, once you get your adrenaline going, you start feeling the crowd. You feel the atmosphere around you. You get going. You're having a good match with somebody. You get hooked on it. It's like a drug, and you're addicted to it. And if you don't wrestle for a while, you really, really want to get back in the ring again. It'll happen to any wrestler. Just have any wrestler be out for, let's see, 6 to 9 months, and you'll know how bad they want to get back in the ring. They'll be like, man, I can't wait to get back in the ring. Or, I want to get back in the ring so bad. Daniel Bryan wants to come back so bad. That's all he wants to do is just come back and wrestle. But it's just hard when you have a guy that just wants to wrestle so bad, that just loves the business so much, and he just wants to go out there and wrestle so bad, but they won't let him because they're worried about him getting injured. And I can understand everything coming from both sides, but I want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle, but I don't want to see him get hurt. And I don't want to see him get injured and end his career, like I already said. So I'm not really sure what Daniel Bryan should do, but this is just my opinion, but I don't think he should wrestle. I'm not saying not anymore, but, not wrestle until he's sure and everybody else is sure that he's 100% fine. Just make sure, have him go through training and everything, recuperation, whatever the fuck you call it. Make sure he's ready, make sure he's prepared. Make sure the neck's not giving him any issues at all. And, just make sure he's safe when he's in the ring. Just make sure that every time Daniel Bryan goes out there, try not to have anything where he's going to land on his neck, hit his neck, take bad bumps on his neck. Just try to keep Daniel Bryan safe. And I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan could wrestle. As long as Daniel Bryan's not doing nothing crazy, like jumping from the top rope and stuff like that, he should be okay. And as long as he's not, because that's one of the reasons why I don't want him to face Brock Lesnar, because if he goes to Suplex City, he's going to be injured. Yeah, he's going to be injured if he faces Brock. I'm sorry, but I would love to see Daniel versus Brock, but he's just going to land on his neck so many times, and I don't want to see Daniel Bryan get hurt. But as long as Daniel Bryan does all that, I think he should be good. I think he would be. I think they would let him wrestle as long as he's safe, and I think Daniel Bryan would be satisfied because at least he gets to be back in the ring. He gets to be doing what he loves to do, and the officials are okay because they know Daniel Bryan's trying to be safe, and they know they're 100% sure that he won't get hurt, and everybody will be okay, and maybe Daniel Bryan can get his career back on track. Because, to be honest, Daniel Bryan's career has been like off and on for the past 2 or 3 years. He'll be there for a couple months, and then he'll be gone for, almost a year, and then come back. But that's basically what I think about Daniel Bryan. I don't know if this is true, but I heard rumors that WWE. This probably isn't true, but I've heard rumors that WWE might be thinking about releasing Daniel Bryan or offering him like a non-wrestling role. But I know automatically Daniel Bryan would refuse that. Because all Daniel Bryan wants to do is wrestle. I know that. All his fans know that. Everybody who knows who Daniel Bryan is knows that. Excuse my voice, I'm messing up like a bitch. But, yeah. And if they release Daniel Bryan, I mean, the only thing I could see Daniel Bryan doing is maybe going back to Ring of Honor. I don't know. I mean, where else would he go? I mean, he definitely would not be going to TNA. I'll be damned if he goes to TNA. But, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but, like, if it does happen, I think his best option, if not staying in WWE, his best option would be Ring of Honor or New Japan. But at the same time, the crazy shit all those guys do down there, yeah, it's even more of a concern for his neck injury. But I don't know, Daniel Bryan and the officials and everything will just have to get the whole thing figured out, and whatever happens, happens. We can't control it. It's up to Daniel Bryan and it's up to the officials, and they'll just have to figure out what's going to happen. But that's basically my opinion on the whole thing. And I don't really have anything else to say about it. Daniel, I hope you're all better. I hope you're 100% ready to go, and I hope you can get back in the ring and entertain the fans as soon as possible, because God knows we need you right now in this fucking company. We need Daniel Bryan right now. But that's all I gotta say, so thanks for listening to my opinion on the whole thing. If you watched, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Peace out.